3,000 Jews were robbed. Their wealth vanished on a train, only to disappear again. The year is 1944. Hungary, once a reluctant ally of Nazi Germany, now finds itself under direct occupation. The final solution, already a brutal reality across much of Europe, descends with terrifying efficiency upon the Hungarian Jewish population. Their homes, businesses, and lives are systematically stripped away. As the Red Army advanced from the east and Allied bombs rained down from the west, the Nazi regime, ever opportunistic, began a frantic effort to salvage its ill-gotten gains. Among these plundered treasures was the vast wealth confiscated from Hungarian Jews. This wasn't just gold, it was an entire culture's material heritage. Watches, rings, family heirlooms, fur coats, fine porcelain, art, and vast sums of foreign currency, all crammed into freight cars, destined for the perceived safety of the Third Reich. This was the infamous Gold Train of Hungary. Its journey, shrouded in wartime chaos and bureaucratic deceit, would become one of the most enduring mysteries of Nazi plunder, a tale of injustice and a fortune that simply evaporated. The train, officially designated Train 001, was meticulously assembled in Budapest. It wasn't a single departure, but a series of shipments, consolidated into one major convoy. The scale of the loot was staggering, estimated at well over $200 million in 1945 currency. Imagine 40 to 50 freight cars, each packed to the brim, not just gold, but diamonds, rubies, and emeralds. Personal items, yes, but also entire collections, the accumulated wealth of generations, now stripped from their owners. The mastermind behind this operation was SS Obersturmführer Erich Rajakowicz, a man deeply involved in the systematic plunder of Jewish property across Europe. His methods were brutal, his efficiency chilling. The train's journey began in late 1944. Its destination was supposed to be Germany, a safe haven for the Reich's treasures. But as the war turned decisively against Germany, even the most carefully laid plans began to unravel. As the train snaked through Austria, it became a moving target, constantly diverted to avoid advancing Allied forces. Its route was erratic, a desperate dance across a collapsing empire. Each stop brought new anxiety, new threats. Finally, in April 1945, the gold train came to a halt near the town of Werfen, Austria. The war was almost over. Hitler was days from suicide. Germany was on its knees. Yet the train, with its unimaginable riches, remained. It was here that elements of the French First Army, specifically Moroccan troops serving with the French, first stumbled upon the train. They found it, guarded by a detachment of SS, a testament to the regime's enduring obsession with loot. But the French didn't secure it. A few days later, the train fell into American hands. The 3rd U.S. Army, under General Patton, arrived. This is where the story takes its most controversial turn. Instead of meticulously inventorying and returning the contents, a shocking sequence of events unfolded. American officers and military government officials began to pilfer from the train. It wasn't organized looting by the troops, but targeted theft by those in charge. High-ranking officers, including General Harry J. Collins, were implicated. The official explanation was that some items were distributed as gifts or souvenirs, but the sheer scale suggests something far more sinister. The train's valuable contents were transferred to a military warehouse in Salzburg. What happened next is a blur of conflicting reports and missing records. Much of the gold, diamonds, and artwork simply vanished. Some items were sold off in PX stores on military bases. Other pieces, particularly the more valuable jewels and art, were allegedly taken by individuals, spirited away, never to be seen again. The meticulous Nazi inventory, ironically, proved useless. Years later, survivors of the Holocaust, many of whom had lost everything, began to seek restitution. The Hungarian gold train became a focal point of these efforts, but tracing the stolen goods proved incredibly difficult. In 1999, a class-action lawsuit was filed against the U.S. government by Hungarian Holocaust survivors. They alleged that the United States had failed in its duty to return the plundered assets. The lawsuit brought to light many of the previously suppressed details of the train's discovery and subsequent mismanagement. It revealed a shocking level of corruption and negligence at various levels of the American military administration. In 2005, a settlement was reached. The U.S. government agreed to pay $25.5 million to Hungarian Holocaust survivors. This fund, however, was not a direct return of the stolen property, but rather a compensation for the loss. For many, it was a bittersweet victory. While it acknowledged the injustice, it couldn't bring back the family heirlooms, the irreplaceable pieces of history, or the sense of closure that a full recovery might have offered. The gold train of Hungary remains a stark reminder of the widespread looting that accompanied the Holocaust and the failure of justice that often followed. It's a tale of a fortune twice stolen, first by the Nazis, then by those who were meant to recover it. The train itself, its physical presence, eventually disappeared, dismantled, and its cars likely repurposed or scrapped. But its ghost, laden with the echoes of lost lives and stolen wealth, continues to haunt the annals of wartime history. The mystery surrounding the fate of the remaining treasures continues to fascinate treasure hunters and historians alike. Will the untold millions still out there ever be truly recovered, or are they lost forever to the tides of history? Delve deeper into the forgotten narratives of World War II by exploring our other investigations into wartime plunder and hidden treasures.